This is UFO Buster Radio, Manny Moonworker, episode number 293 of the UFO Report. And actually, this would be a total on the episode count-wise of 426. 426. Sometimes I look at that number, I'm like, geez, god damn, how the hell did that happen? I don't even fucking remember maybe the last fucking five. The funny thing is that we had that incident, Ronnie Dawson, over at the X Zone, which is also on Spreaker and a few other places. That is the Canadian podcast with host Mr. McConnell. And I was like, geez, I wonder how many episodes does this guy have? Because I'm telling you, he spends like half of the podcast doing his own commercials. That's bananas. But, you know, I guess if you're well known in Canada, that's what you do. You record your own fucking commercials while you have someone on the line that you're supposed to be interviewing. Now, I can say this, I still haven't heard the entire episode. He seems to have tried to pick things that were maybe not readily explainable by his guest, but I went on there and I saw that he's actually hitting the 3,500 mark, I believe, in episodes. I was like, shit, god, dog it, 3,500. I'm up to 426. This dude's got 3,500 episodes on there. I'd be angry as fuck too. Like, I'd be pissed off. Really. I would be picking people apart, I'm telling you. If I was at 3,500 episodes, then yeah. When I reach 3,500, the entire fucking episode is going to be about commercials. I'm not going to fucking talk to anybody, not even myself. Anyway, I can understand why Ronnie's a little hot under the collar when it comes to his interactions with the X Zone host. But it is what it is. You know, Ronnie's a tough guy. He'll keep it going. He'll go somewhere else and talk the talk. As far as the X Zone, jeez, I don't know. Well, I can say this much for Mr. McConnell, and that is he's not at least out there like some other podcasters we know who are claiming to be living out of a hotel and asking people to give them money on a yearly basis for decades. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So we got two articles today. One of them is in line with what's happening in space. Actually, they both are space worthy, to be honest. One has to do with SpaceX. One has to do with a space head. And I actually got a special song dedicated to that individual right after we get into that article. And it'll be the first one for today. That's right. I've got a space head in here. And he's not, honestly, I don't even think that the guy's in California. But he's got to be somewhere where you can, took on the Mary Janes. Which I would think that's not the only thing he do. I think he likes to drop some acid. I think this guy drops acid for sure. Because there's no other way that you can look at pictures and see so many unicorns. Pretty ones, too. Before I get into the news article, I want to say hello to Gutter. Gutter, welcome aboard. Yeah, sometimes I like to think Gutter is really in Germany, so I like to say Guter. In my head, I say Guter. Hello, Guter. Welcome back. I did drop a chintzy little video on YouTube today about the space shuttle. Now, why did I do that? You might be asking yourself. And kind of like what the video is talking about is the space shuttle program and whether or not SpaceX will live up to that glory. And I say that in a loving way because I like SpaceX. I like Muskie. Muskie's got he's got the shit going on. He's a smart guy. He can't communicate very well, but neither can I. So no fucks are given there. But the thing is that when the space shuttle first came out, man, that thing was everywhere. People were talking about it everywhere, especially in schools. Like schools, science teachers were putting together curriculum in a way, no matter how they could, to talk about the space shuttle program. I asked a few teenagers, what did they think about the Starship and SpaceX? And they were like, what the fuck is SpaceX? Does it have a joystick attached to it? Is it in 3D? Does it squirt real blood, or do they use that fake green blood for the young adults? No. Yeah, so SpaceX is not there yet. What I would surmise, this is what I'm going to say right now. But the video is not a slam on SpaceX, not one bit. But some people will take it that way. So I pretty much know that the hateration is coming. I understand. I get it. I probably was not clear what that was. But the question was, can one day surpass the coolness of the space shuttle program? Personally, I think they will. But having your rocket cut in half, trying to add the pieces to it down by the beach, probably is not going to get you there. Not anytime soon. But I do see it happening because I think SpaceX has the ability to open up the hearts and the imagination of the people into what can come out of space exploration. Not this low orbit bullshit we keep dealing with, which actually it's one of the articles right now. Low orbit madness. People are up in arms. They're not taking this shit anymore. Sometimes you can't write this stuff. It just has to happen. I don't know who the fuck the author is, but sheesh, they got a sick sense of humor. Let's get to our first article and my special dedication to the subject of the author. Oh, not the author, the fucking article. By the way, tonight it's going to drop into the 20s apparently here in Texas. That's a bad sign. Like if you're in Texas right before Thanksgiving and the shit's in the 20s, that's fucking cold. If we're in the 20s, the rest of the country, which is north of us, is pretty much fucked. They really are. You guys can just kiss your asses goodbye. I see nothing but frostbite everywhere. It's sad to say. But, usually you got to wait until like January-ish before you get all this cold craziness here in the Texas state, its own country type of thing. And apparently this year there might be some bitter shit going on. So you guys better hold on to your 10-gallon hats because, I tell you right now, your nuggets are either going to drop off or they're going to go right back up by your lungs. Okay, if you guys need to know where your nuggets are, just, they jingle. They jingle. The article today is out of IBT Times. I believe that particular organization is out of India, not Indiana, India. IBT Times. You know what? I started coming across this particular publication a lot last year, and lately they've been keeping up with the Joneses of the ufology realms. Yeah, kind of like the Express UK and stuff like that. They're getting into that. Now, originally, they used to have just a lot of like business articles. Now, they don't give two flying fucks. They're getting into the clickbaiting. And, hey, more power to you guys. The article is NASA satellite photo captures moon-sized alien ship near the sun. This happens at least 2 to 3 times a year. 2 to 3 times a year, somebody claims there is a gigantic mothership sucking up the essence of the sun. Why? With all the stars in our universe, why would they take our little shitty sun? There are suns out there, stars should I say, thousands of times larger than our little shitty sun. But they're going to come over here and suck it dry. Yeah, really. That's ridiculous. And I love the way IBT Times, you're eventually going to get to the point where you're not going to open any article regarding this person with the following verbiage. UFO expert claimed. Eventually, you guys out in India, you're going to figure this out, that this guy is no expert. Not in the least bit. But let me continue to what they put on here. So they say the UFO expert claimed that one of NASA's satellites photographed a massive alien vessel flying near the sun because it's like a fucking fly and it's attracted to light. According to the expert, the strange object could be a Dyson sphere that's harvesting energy from the giant star. Now, I didn't really look into this, but I remember conversations about Dyson spheres, and the Dyson sphere is actually supposed to be built around the star, not hanging out by it like a little gnat, a little bothersome little gnat. The claim, of course, is being made by Pareidolia Pete, also known by his birth name, I guess. I don't even know if this is really his birth name. By his Christian name, Scott Waring of ET Database. Oh, shit. Does he have a new website now called ET Database? Shut your mouth. Waring made the claims after viewing a photo taken by NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, also known as the SOHO, which launched back in 1995 to study the sun. Let me tell you, conspiracy theorists and people who suffer from large amounts of pareidolia, like Pareidolia Pete, they see starships, motherships, armadas constantly off of the pictures that are being sent back to Earth from this SOHO Observatory. Every year, I'm telling you, almost every other month, you'll see crazy claims like this. You just don't know. You just don't know. I don't understand. Waring said, I would estimate that hundreds of UFOs, if not more, appear near our sun daily. Daily. He continued, the real question is why? Because you're looking at the picture, Scott. Why don't you go look at a comic book? Maybe you see heroes everywhere. I don't know. He definitely has to change what he's doing. There's got to be a problem with him somewhere, somehow. I actually did a video on YouTube, and this is really old. It's probably like about 3 or 4 years ago, where I actually went through several years of SOHO images, and it turned out that some of those images seem to repeat themselves whenever the observatory found itself in the same location. And there's plenty of articles from NASA that say that the observatory might have some imperfections in its lenses. And it's actually one particular lens because it has several. You can't write this stuff. You really can't. A Dyson sphere. Now we have a Dyson sphere in our own solar system. Forget about a damn planet that's 4.2 far. Waring says it's here. Pareidolia Pete has arrived. Yo ho ho. Also, according to Waring, it is possible that the reason the massive object is flying near the sun is because it's a Dyson sphere conceptualized by mathematician and physicist Freeman Dyson. And theoretically, it is a megastructure in space that can house an entire civilization. It can remain operational and habitable for a long time by harvesting energy from a nearby star. I don't know. Listen, there's just too much pareidolia peak going on. I just don't know. By the way, Guter says it's -8 in Chicago, and that is the real feel. Sorry, Guter. There is no feel when it's -8. You ain't feeling shit. Not one single limb is being felt right now. That's bananas. And exactly, he proved what I said. Everyone north of us is pretty much fucked. Guter, it was nice knowing you. So there you go. Pareidolia Pete, back at it again. Dyson sphere in our solar system. You guys watch out because our sun's going to be sucked dry. Thanks to Pareidolia Pete for finding that out for us. And make sure you stop by his website, ET Database. But I was so moved by this story by Pareidolia Pete. I came across this country song because, I am in Texas. The song is called Broken Record because that's what he sounds like, a fucking broken record. So, Pareidolia Pete, this is for me to you.
1, 2, 3, 4. What about the world we both believed in? What about the word that made it so? What about your blood boiling crazy when you're just aching for her love like you could blow? You're like a broken record that turns and turns and turns again. You're like a broken record. It's what I am. It's what I am. What about the road less traveled? What about the chances we would take? What about the dreams we unraveled? What about the bright and shiny future we would make? But like a broken record, turns and turns and turns again. You're like a broken record. That's what I am.
That's our dedication. Long distance dedication to Pareidolia Pete, a broken record. That's what he is. This is UFO Bus Radio, episode 293. You just missed it. By the way, that song was so meaningful, and it really hit the mark. And I know some of you guys are going to ask me for the name of that title. But just think about Pareidolia Pete. Think about the fact that he's a broken record. And I'm going to be singing that this whole night. I'm telling you, I'm going to play it again a few times. It's a pretty good find and really fits the situation thanks to Pareidolia Pete. But let's go to the next one. You know, the shit that's going down over the skies of our planet. Well, today, if you were anywhere that had a television or a news report going on, or if you have a nice phone that gets notifications, and you're known to kind of always be looking at SpaceX news articles, or you are looking for any of the dirt on Elon, you might have come across a story about a launch today. And actually, if you listened to the podcast the other day, you would have known about this as well. It turns out today was a day that SpaceX launched successfully another 60 Starlink satellites into the orbit of our planet. Isn't that exciting? I mean, that is technology at its best. But apparently, there's a few astronomy folks who don't think so. They are pretty pissed off at the fact that this was not taken into consideration. Their time spent getting degrees was not. Right now, Elon should take every fucking astronomer out there that has his fucking student loan and pay that shit off because he fucked up. Pay them people in Boca Chica and pay all the fucking astronomers too. Because Elon, you just fucked up their lives. I'm telling you. It turns out that Elon is requesting permission from the FCC, also known as the Federal Communications Commission, to operate as many as 30,000 Starlink satellites. And for what? Because he wants everyone, all the boys and girls of the world, to have broadband internet. I mean, really? How could you hate a guy like that? I mean, he wants people in... Who knows where the fuck they're at? I mean, I'm going to be honest. You know, when he first said that that's why we had Starlink, I was like figuring someone in some kind of a fucking jungle somewhere. You know, some deep, unforgiving jungle where snakes jump out at you. The fucking mosquitoes are the size of your fucking chihuahua. That's what I was thinking. But then I said, those fuckers are not even going to have freaking iPads. Why the fuck would they need broadband? Well, it doesn't matter, because those bitches are going to get broadband even if they don't like it. They're going to have it. We're going to have some connectivity over the planet, no matter what. And that's what astronomy is pissed off about. Because how are they to see the stars in the skies when it's being littered by 30,000 which really, these things are like the size of CubeSats, aren't they? They're not big. These Starlink satellites are not that big, but they reflect quite a bit. I was surprised yesterday when I realized how bright these fuckers were. These 60 satellites right now are bright as fuck. So I can see not only people having UFO sightings all of a sudden, right? You have like a row of 60 fucking satellites heading in the same direction. It's pretty funny, Elon. You really screwed the pooch on this one. But anyway, So you can imagine 30,000 satellites out there. And there is an individual by the name of, I'm sorry, I'm trying really hard not to laugh. There is an individual by the name of James Lowenthal, who's an astronomer at Smith College. He says when he first saw the train of Starlink satellites marching like false stars, like these are fake bitches. Yeah, false stars across the night sky in the spring, because they launched back in May-ish. He knew something had shifted. Oh man, I'm sorry, Lowenthal. I'm sorry. He said, I felt as if life as an astronomer and a lover of the night sky would never be the same. You got that shit right. I'm telling you. I mean, Elon should have been shocked by this. But, I don't think he would have thought about that. Because he's saving the world. One tablet at a time. One broadband freaking gigabyte at a time. That's it. He doesn't care. Like, fuck the astronomers. That's probably what he's thinking. Yeah. It's I'll be honest. Back in the day, there used to be this commercial about this American Indian who would come up and he'd see garbage everywhere, because the country that he loved was being polluted. And he had that tear that came down his eye. And right now, the reason I'm laughing is because I think James Lowenthal had the same reaction. He was standing on a hill somewhere, and when he saw the images of the Starlink satellites go across, images, shit, fuck, he says he saw it in real life. When he saw that going across, he had that one tear that came down his eye, across his cheek. But he probably is into saving water, so he probably sucked it up, licked it with his tongue or something like that, and had the same reaction we all do. It's kind of salty. But that's what happened. So it turns out that Dr. Lowenthal, I don't even know if he's a fucking doctor. He's a thugonomic of astronomy. He says that basically they've been meeting. The American astronomer, I'm sorry. I still see him with that tear in his eye. He probably goes to every fucking meeting with that tear in his eye. He sits there. The American Astronomical Society has apparently convened in an ad hoc committee with Dr. Lowenthal and other experts to discuss their concerns with SpaceX representatives once a month. The article doesn't tell you when the heck it started, but it goes deep. This situation goes really deep. How deep does it go? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you how deep it goes. There's another individual by the name of Doc Dyson. Dr. Dyson is a chief scientist for the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope down in Chile. We already know Chile has a bunch of issues with UFOs, and the military can't tell a commercial craft from a UFO. That's how the issues go down there. But Dr. Dyson, he ain't just a chief scientist of astronomy. He's the chief scientist of the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope, which is a 27-foot billion, not million, $billion telescope that's under construction in Chile. And it's supposed to scan the entire sky every 3 days. Well, how lucky are you? The survey would be the world's largest yet and will help astronomers better understand dark energy, dark matter, and the origin of the Milky Way. Well, Dr. Dyson, you might want to stop your spending right now, because there's a problem coming your way. And it's in the form of 30,000 bright-ass fucking satellites. Here's an interesting fact in this article, and that is that the 30,000 satellites are actually 8 times what's in space right now around our planet. 8 times. I really thought there were a lot more satellites than that. But yeah, Elon, he doesn't give a shit. He's going in balls heavy. And you guys better get the hell out the way. So they've been meeting with SpaceX, and what SpaceX decided to say was, hey, guys, hey, calm down a little bit. Take a chill. Pull yourself up by your big girl panties. We've got an idea, SpaceX, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to get our scientists. You guys are scientists? We've got scientists. Our scientists say we're going to spray those bitches in black. Yeah, we're going to get a spray can. We're going to spray all the Starlink satellites in black. All, how many fucking else more we got to go? 29,000 plus. We're going to spray them black. You won't see shit. But the people in Chile, should I say, Chile is what you eat. People in Chile, they're not playing no fucking games. They already ran a test. They actually ran a computer simulation to see whether or not spray painting the damn Starlinks in black would make a fucking difference. And they said no. No, it will not. It will not make a bit of a difference. Because the Starlinks are going to give a false reading of faint stars. Elon, you can't win this argument. You fucked up. You screwed the pooch several times on this one, with and without the Vaseline. And so now astronomers want to know, what the fuck are you going to do? Really, the answer is to scrap that shitty telescope in Chile anyway. Nobody gives a fuck about that. You just stop that shit. Give the, I don't know, 750 million you have left to the people in Chile. They can build new condominiums and stuff. And just build a satellite on the opposite side of the Starlinks to look into deep space. We could have a whole bunch of school buses up there because that's what they do. They build a school bus satellite that's a gigantic telescope and just throw it up there. That's what Elon should do. Promise to build astronomers some freaking school bus sized telescopes in the sky. And that's it. Done deal. He done shut them up. Actually, the survey actually said, the study they did, the computer test for that telescope down in Chile, showed that 20% of the time, even if they painted those things black, they would still get in the way of the telescope. So they're not too happy about that. They're not at all. And that's just a computer simulation. I would imagine that shit's going to go really wrong. Extremely wrong. Regardless of what that computer simulation says. It's as they say, an unfolding situation for SpaceX. And I could see a bunch of astronomers heading down to Elon's place with pitchforks and torches and shit, trying to take out that Frankenstein. They're just not having it. Check this out. I figure I'd throw in a little song before I check out. By the way, I want to thank the folks who are listening in Finland and Poland, as well as all the other European countries for listening to UFO Buster Radio. Manny Murick or myself. And lastly, don't forget to go to the YouTube channel and check out this last documentary. It's not, listen, the images of the space shuttle are fantastic. I used to live in Florida for, I want to say it's about maybe 11 years. And I was on the opposite coast. But what I tell you this, that the night missions, any mission that took off in the evening, lit up the sky like the sun was still out. And we would actually go outside just to look up to the sky to see it, all the way in Tampa, Florida, to see the space shuttle take off in Cape Canaveral. It is a sight that you will never forget. That something that's man-made could be so bright, so powerful, going into the sky. Hence why I'm chasing down SpaceX. That's why I'm chasing down SpaceX in Boca Chica. Because I want to see that again. It's been a while. 2011 was when the space shuttle last flew. It's time we see that kind of power again when it comes to space exploration. And Musk, you better do that shit on the weekend. You know, it's really hard for us blue-collar guys to take off work to chase your rich ass down. To do it on the weekend. Because I would like to see it live and in person like it's Memorex or not. UFO Buster Radio, I'm checking out. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends about it, your mama, your dad, your cat, your sister, your brother. And as always, keep your eyes to the sky. And don't forget that this Thursday will be the Thursday Freakout. Open line. Call in. Let me know what you want to talk about. Or just tell me what it is your thoughts are. And we can talk about that. Here's a Move Raker checking out, letting you know that ain't nobody like you. There really isn't.
Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't ever play it and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like. There ain't nobody like. You look so beautiful. And I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Talking by yourself and you make me smile. I can listen all night long. I tell you about the time when I first met you. Listening to our favorite song. Walking on the street when you caught my eye. Something about the way you move. No, there ain't nobody like. There ain't nobody like. So lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. 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 Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. And you're taking me